Good morning and welcome to Crafted Carvings. My name is Jennifer and this is Rocky. So hi Rocky. I had a subscriber question about what I thought about Etsy and getting started with selling. And before I started doing crafting, I sold on eBay and I sold on Amazon. And when I decided I was going to start doing wood signs, I had listed them in those two places as well. And Amazon was just getting started with their um, rival to Etsy, because Etsy is known for handmade. Amazon started off with books and then they went in, of course, into everything else. But Amazon started wanting to take a bite out of Etsy's handmade portion. So they had something called Amazon Handmade that was specifically supposed to be for crafters, and it'll give you more options in customizing items and having more longer lead times, because normally Amazon wants everything out, shipped possibly, the very same day if you can at all swing it. And the same thing with eBay. It's when you go and you put in handling times of anything more than 3 or 4 days, Etsy's like, or eBay is saying, customers expect fast delivery times, and that is certainly the case. And I would be putting in there, at least a week, depending on how busy I was. I might need more than that, and I very, I got very few sales through eBay, maybe a handful, in the years that I've been on there for my handmade items. Anything that's ready to go, vintage items, reselling stuff, that is great for eBay and it's great for Amazon, but not for handmade items. Anything that you can't have in stock to sell immediately. Um, so since everything I make is to order, it wasn't a good fit for me. For those that are doing crafted items that may be handmade, but you don't really have any variations, you're not taking input from your customer so you can have some stock on hand, then yeah, definitely check out eBay and Amazon, because that's what they reward. They reward same day shipping, next day shipping. Um, in terms of like costs, because that was also raised, it's like, well, Etsy, takes a lot of fees. Etsy fees have risen recently again. When I first started, it was only 3%, crazy low percentage. And I'll tell you what eBay and Amazon's are in just a moment. But they went from 3%, then they went to 5%, and now effective, I think this month, if something very recent, is now up to 6.5%. That's still the lowest. eBay is anywhere from 8% to, I'm going to say 15%, I think is mostly in there. Very little of what they have, it's based on the category. And so you can kind of do, they of course discourage it, but I mean, if you recategorize something, if something could be one category or the other, then you might be able to save a little bit. But then eBay could also say you're doing fee avoidance and take it down altogether. But anyhow, at least twice as much for most items when you're selling on eBay. Amazon is the same way. At the very minimum, I think on Amazon is 8%. The vast majority of stuff on Amazon is about 15%, and it can even be as high as 45% for certain categories on Amazon that they want to take from you, the seller. So, and then those are just the fees for doing the transaction on that platform. In addition to that, you're also going to pay a fee for the credit card processing. And it doesn't matter whether you're on Etsy, eBay, Amazon, or you have your own website and you have a credit card processor, you're still going to have to pay those fees. So that's an additional, normally 2.9% plus 10 to 20 cents per transaction. And this is my other dog here, Liberty. I don't know if you could see her, but she just came up. So you're going to have to pay the fees anyway, even if you sold at the county fair, and if you set up your ability to take credit card payments, you're still going to have to pay the credit card processing fees unless you're taking, cash only. And of course, that's going to limit your ability to accept payment. As far as collecting taxes, that's another benefit of going with these established marketplaces of eBay, Amazon, and Etsy. They have all the background. They have all the the people available to make sure that they're in compliance with all the different laws, and they are required to collect sales tax on the seller's behalf and remit it directly to the state. So in California here, even though I have a sales and use license directly with California, so if I sold to my neighbor, or I sold at a county fair or something, or I sold on my own website, I have a sales and use tax license that I remit to California on an annual basis, because I have so few sales that are done that way that I only have to remit annually. When I had a retail store in Maryland, I had to do my taxes, my sales tax monthly, because my volume was higher, because it was a walk-in store, and everybody that was coming in was paying sales tax. But when I'm selling online, and it's mostly through Etsy, that Etsy takes care of that for me, then I only have to remit myself any individual one-off sales or whatever. I only do that annually. So that makes it very easy as well. If you had your own website, not only do you have to worry about all the time and expense it'll take to get your search engine optimization correct, that you'll drive people to your website, you've got to build that trust, because who's to say who you are, right? With Etsy, they have, and eBay and Amazon, there is a process in place that if the buyer doesn't receive their item, then they can ensure that they get either they get their product or they get their money back. Now, sometimes there are people who abuse that, but in my experience, it's been very rare, and the benefits have far outweighed the negatives on that. Being able to have all those customers come to me, and they already trust the platform, and therefore that trust extends to me, even though I might, when I first start off, brand new. Now, I have over 1,500 sales on my Encore sign Etsy store. I've got over 500 sales with my Military Patriot store. So now I'm starting, to get, I have the individual trust. So now if I go off and I have my own website, then maybe I can bring some of those customers along with me. But still, it's just so difficult to do and manage your own website, that I haven't really taken that leap yet, even though I own the URLs that I'll be able to do that eventually. There is also another handcrafted site that is up and coming, and that is Go Imagine, and I do have a presence there as well under Crafted Carvings. But again, I've only gotten a couple of sales through that, but I haven't put in that much time into it either. I only have 20 items that are listed on there, which they were the ones that were the most popular ones for my other stores, but still I've only had a few sales. So going with the big people, even though yes, they are going to be requesting maybe a larger percentage, still Etsy at 6.5%, plus of course your transaction fees of another 2.9%. That's definitely, I believe, the way to go for a small crafter. And if your prices are too low, then raise them up. Now, as far as getting attention on a platform that already has a ton of wooden signs, already has a ton of earrings or jewelry or soap, any of those things, how do you differentiate yourself? Well, I think YouTube is a good way to start. So if you are already familiar with YouTube, then you probably are head and shoulders above a lot of people who are selling on Etsy, because they, a lot of people will focus in on one skill set. If you already know a little bit about SEO, if you already know a little bit about YouTube, do a YouTube video and talk about it, because people like to see it. Not only will they find your store then through YouTube, but you can put a short snippet of a video right there in your listing. It's only 15 seconds within the Etsy thing, but you can also, include your link, and then even though it's not clickable within the Etsy store, people can copy and paste that link, and then they can see, a more detailed explanation of your product. And again, it's that building up the trust, and maybe you want to show your process, and that may help get you those sales. It's not always based on price. Don't think that you have to be the cheapest, because there are people who they don't trust the cheapest. Okay, it's like, well, if it's this cheap, it can't be any good. And sometimes, you want to go after the more advanced market. You want the person who wants to brag, hey, I spent this much money on this. This is like unique and expensive and very well made, very high quality. And people associate high price with high quality, and that's where they want to be. So don't ever compete on price. Differentiate yourself based on, what can you offer the customer? Can you offer them a unique scent? Can you offer them, customized signs? Like everything I do is custom made once they order it. So maybe you can do something like that, and whatever niche you have is that you can make it more custom. So anyhow, I hope that helps, and let me know your experiences with any of those platforms, especially with Go Imagine, because I really like what Go Imagine stands for. Their whole purpose is to be a nonprofit marketplace that the profits then go towards helping children in need, and I really support that, and I really want that to be a successful platform. So I've been paying a monthly shop fee over there. They do have several different levels, but it really is how much time you put into it. And to date, I just haven't had enough time to put into it. But I am supporting them with my subscription fee, and hopefully, I'll be able to get some more sales through it, and therefore be able to contribute more to children in need, which is what they're supporting. Anyhow, God bless, and thank you for watching, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.